Hi students, now problem number 116. Consequently, the following data is noted from the records of X Limited, supplies of goods, and Y Limited, recipient of goods covered by reverse charge mechanism. Point number 1, date of supply of goods by X Limited to agent of Y Limited, November 10th, 2017. Number 2, date of receipt of goods in the godown factory of Y Limited, November 12th, 2017. And date of issue of invoice X Limited, October 5th, 2017. Date of payment of Y Limited, December 20th, 2017. As per the books of accounts of Y Limited, amount debited by bank in the current account of Y Limited on December 21st, 2017. What is the due date of payment of GST? So here the solution is, number 1, date of receipt of the goods, so 10th November 2017, and the date of payment, that is December 20th December 2017, and the next date of invoice plus 31 days, that is 5/11/2017, November 5th 2017. Now what is the time of supply here? Criteria 1, criteria 2, criteria 3, whichever is earlier. So 5/11/2017, 5th November 2017. So consequently, GST should be paid on or before 20th December 2017. So now we are going to see problem number 117. So 117, what it says, suppose in the above cases, date of invoice is November 10th, 2017. So above cases, the date of invoice is November 10th, 2017. So here date of receipt of the goods is 10th November 2017. 20th December 2017 is date of payment. And December 11, here the December 11, here only the date is December 11. So 11th December 2017, and November 10th here, 10th November. So the date is changing, November 10th and December 20th and 11th December 2017, then November 10th November 2017. Here the GST should be paid on December 20th 2017. This date is same date. Okay, because whatever the date earlier, it is coming, the December 20th GST is payable. So now consequently GST should be paid on or before December 20th 2017. Now 118 problem. Suppose in problem 116, advance of rupees 40 lakhs is paid on October 10, 2017, and the balance is paid on December 20th, 2017. So what is the solution? So here, number 1, now 10th November 2017, and the final payment, advance payment and final payment. So one more column is required here, advance payment and the final payment. So here advance payment, so advance payment and final payment. So advance payment, so advance payment, the first one is 10th November 2017, then the data payment October 10th October 2017, then November 5th here, 5th November 2017, then next one is October 10th 2017. The criteria is October 10th October 2017. So here November 10th 2017, December 20th, November 5th here. So November 5th 2017, then here also November 5th. So first one is November 10th 2017, December 20th 2017, November 5th 2017, then November 5th 2017. So the date of payment of GST is, so what is the date here? 20th November and 20th December final payment. So here the date of payment of GST is, there are 2 dates will come. So November 20th and December 20th. So now problem number 18, the criteria is whichever is earlier. So earlier is continue. So here the consequent GST should be paid on or before 2011-2017, the advance payment is concerned, and other final payment December 20, 2017. So now 18 problem is over. Now 119, problem number 119. ITC Limited sells gift tenders rupees 10,000. These vouchers can be redeemed at any Wills Lifestyle outlet. The holder of voucher and can purchase any time in the outlet shirt, tie, belt, purse, perfumes, cosmetics, etc. up to rupees 10,000. X Limited purchases 10 vouchers on December 5th, 2017 from ITC Mumbai, and the same are given to its employees as Christmas gift. B. One of the employees who gets vouchers purchases 3 casual shirts on January 3, 2018 from Wills Lifestyle outlet at Racecourse Road, Bangalore. What is the time of supply? So now the problem is 119. Date of supply of goods in this case is January 3, 2018. So date of supply is equal to 3rd January 2018. So 3rd January 2018. Supply is not identifiable at the time of issue of vouchers. Supply is not identifiable at the time of issue of vouchers. So now we are going to discuss about 120. The problem number 120. Y purchases a Sony Bravia 48 inches LED TV from Vijay Sales on October 10, 2017 for rupees 45,000. The TV is purchased under Diwali bumper offer. Under this offer, Y gets a voucher on extra payment of rupees 2,000. Voucher can be redeemed against HP Laser Jet M1136 MFP printer at any time within 30 days from Diwali 2017. Voucher is redeemed by Y on November 3rd, 2017. So what is the time of supply? Here the answer is, in this case, supply is identifiable at the time of issue of voucher. For example, October 10th, 2017. Consequently, time of supply HP Laser printer is October 10, 2017. So October 10, 2017. So time of supply October 10, 2017. So now the problem number 121. 121. Service of technical testing is provided on July 3rd, 2017. Invoice of rupees 7 lakhs is issued on August 18th, 2017. Payment of rupees 5 lakhs is received on August 11, 2017. And the balance of rupees 2 lakhs is received in August 19, 2017. What is the time of supply? So here 121. So what is the time of supply here? Date of supply of services for 7 lakhs is July 3, 2017, as the invoice is not issued within 30 days from the date of supply of services. So here the date of supply of services is July 3rd, 2017. So July 3rd, 2017. So date of supply. So July 3rd, 2017. Now the problem number 122. Service of technical testing is provided on August 2017. August 3rd, 2017. Invoice rupees 3 lakhs is issued on August 4th, 2017. Advance of rupees 75,000 received on July 25th, 2017. Balance of rupees 2,25,000 is received on August 7th, 2017. So what is the time of supply? So in this case, 122. So time of supply here, date of supply. So date of supply here is rupees 75,000. The date of supply is July 25th July 2017, and rupees 2,25,000. Okay, this is A, this is B. The date is, supply date is August 4th, 2017. So the different date of supply here, one is 25th July 2017 and the other one is 4th August 2017. So now the problem number, again, if invoice is issued after 30 days from the date of supply of service and September 2nd 2017, then for rupees 2,25,000, times of supply will be August 3rd 2017. So August 3rd 2017, that is the changes here. The problem number 123. Service of technical testing is provided on August 13, 2017. However, invoice is issued in advance on July 15th, 2017 and advance of rupees 75,000 is received on July 16, 2017. Balance of rupees 2,25,000 is received at the time of completion of the service on August 3rd, 2017. What is the time of supply? Here the answer is time of supply. So time of supply of services rupees 3 lakhs 15th July 2017. Now problem number 124. The following date is noted from the records of X Limited, a computer consultant company, and Y Limited, a government retailer recipient of service. Number 1. On October 5th, 2017, X Limited provides computer consultancy to Y Limited via invoice number 105, taxable value 2,22,410 plus CGST, rupees 13,345 plus SGST, rupees 13,345, total rupees 2,49,100. Number 2. Advance of 2,50,000 pertaining to invoice number 105 was received on September 30th, 2017. Therefore, the 30,000 rupees plus SGST rupees 30,000 is equal to rupees 5,60,000, no advance. Number 4, on December 8th, 2017, X Limited gets payment of rupees 5,59,100, that is 5,60,000 minus excess advance of rupees 900 received earlier. So what is the time of supply? The solution, in this case, X Limited receives an excess advance amount of rupees 900 on September 30th, 2017. Since the excess advance is not more than rupees 1,000, X Limited has an option. Time of supply to the extent of 900 will be treated as the date of invoice number 175, against which the excess advance is adjusted. Time of supply of goods in the above cases will be as follows. So what is the time of supply here? Different activities. The problem number 124. Problem number 124, different activities. So date of invoice, date of invoice, date of payment, then time of supply. So invoice number 105, invoice number 105, date October 5th, 2017. So date of payment 30th September 2017, 2 lakh rupees, 2,49,100. Then the other payment also 30th September 2017. So rupees 900. Here September 30th 2017, and here the date is 25th November 2017. So 900 plus 2,49,100, 5,59,100, 5,59,100. So time of supply the goods above will be September 30th here, and here 25th November, to the extent of rupees 900 plus 5,59,100. So now the problem number 125. On September 11th 2017, X Limited gives a building construction contract to a contractor, consideration being 80 lakhs. The payment schedule is as follows. Installment 1, 10% is payable within 10 days from the signing of agreement. Installment 2, 35% is payable on costing of first floor slab. Installment 3, 25% is payable on costing of second floor slab. Installment 4, 25% of this payable on completion of flooring and wooden work. Installment 5, 5% is payable on completion of building. Costing of first floor and second floor slabs is completed on December 1st, 2017. Invoice issued on December 7, 2017, and January 10th, 2018. Invoice issued on February 27, 2018 respectively. Flooring and wooden works are completed on March 7, 2018, but no invoice is issued. Concession of business is completed on May 20th, 2018. Invoice issued on May 15th, 2018. Payment is made by X Limited to the contractor on September 5th, 2017. Installment 1, December 12, 2017. Installment 2, March 20th, 2018. Installment 3, March 3, 2018. Installment 4, 1st June 2018. Installment 5. Okay, what is the supply? Here the solution is the time of supply will be as follows. So what is the time of supply? Here we have to write a table. So the problem number 125. So completion of a milestone for payment. Completion of milestone. Date of issue of invoice. Then date of payment. Date of payment, then time of supply. So what is here? 21st September 2017. The first one, 21st September 2017. Second one, 1st December 2017. Third one, January 10th, 2017, 2018. Then March 7th, 2018. Then 20th May 2018. So here no invoice issued. No invoice Second one, December 7th, 2017. Third one, February, March, date of payment, date of invoice. December 7th, 2017. Then February 2018. Then no invoice. Then May 15th, 2018. Date of payment, first one 5th September 2017, second one 12th December 2017, then 20th March 2018, then 3rd March 2018, then June 1st 2018. So what is the supply here? 5th September 2017, the first one. Second one, December 2017. Third one, January 2018. Then March 2018. Then May 2018. So now here the due date 5th September 2017, 1st December 2017, then 10th January 2018, and 3rd March 2018, and May 15, 2018. So these are the completion of milestone, date of issue, and date of payment, and the time of supply. So here the date is, we are taking the earlier date as the time of supply from the given the date in the problem. So now we will see the problem number 126. So the following date is noted from the records of X Limited, supplier of services, and Y Limited, recipient of services covered by reverse charge mechanism. Number 1, date of completion of service by X Limited to Y Limited, November 20th, 2017. Number 2, date of issue of invoice by X Limited, October 15th, 2017. Number 3, date of payment by Y Limited, December 21st, 2017. As per the books of account of Y Limited, amount debited by the bank in the current account of Y Limited on December 20th, 2017. So what is the time of supply? So here the time of supply will be so the problem number 127, problem number 126. So here the supply in the case of determined as follows. Criteria 1 and criteria 2 and the time of supply. So criteria date of payment, so date of payment December 20th, 2017. Then next date after date of invoice, next date that is data invoice plus 61 days. Date of invoice, date of invoice plus 61 days. So that is December 15th, 2017. December 15th, 2017. December 15th, 2017. So here time of supply. So criteria 1 or criteria 2. So whichever is earlier. So here the date is 15th December 2017. 15th December 2017. See, suppose the problem number 127. Suppose in the above case the date of invoice is November 10th 2017. So what is the time of supply? So the date is December 20th 2017. January 10th here. January 10th. Suppose in that case, so 10th January 2018. So the December 20th 2017 is a earlier date, is a time of supply. Now 127, problem number 128. So 15th December 2017 is a time of supply. Suppose in the above case, advance of rupees 50 lakhs is paid on October 25th 2017 and the balance is paid on March 20th 2018. So what is the solution here? Advance payment. Here the advance payment is coming. So advance payment, date of payment. One or two, whichever is earlier. So what is advance payment date here? October 25th 2017 and March 20th here, 28th March 20th 2018. October 2017 and 20th March 2018. Next one is December 15, 2017. 15th December 2017. So here December final payment. This is final. So final payment December 15, 2017. September 15, 2017. So what is the date here? 25th October 2017. And here the earlier date is December 15th 2017. It's the time of supply. Time of supply here, 1 or 2 earlier. Now the problem number 129. Bank of Kuwait has a branch in Chennai. Chennai branch obtains a technical advice from Kuwait head office on December 2nd 2017. Receipt of service is recorded by the Chennai branch on December 3rd 2017. Hard copy of the invoice is received on December 6th 17. Payment is transferred to the head office on January 10th 2018. What is the time of supply? The solution: this is a case of import of service from an associate enterprise. Time of supply will be the date of entry in the books of recipient or date of payment, whichever is earlier, that is December 3, 2017. The answer is December 3, 2017. So problem number 129, the date of supply December 3rd 2017. So date of payment. Okay, this is what we call whichever is earlier. So now the problem number 130. Problem number 130. X is a technical consultant. On November 10th, 2017, it submits a technical report to its client, Y Limited. Value of taxable supply being rupees 10 lakhs. GST rate on this supply has been changed with the effect from November 15th, 2017. Old rate 28%, new rate with effect from November 15, 2017, 18%. What is the time of supply and applicable GST in different situation given below? So the situation 1, situation 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they are given you date of issue, different invoices, different date, and the date of payment also they given different date. So here all the situation, what is a applicable GST rate, and we are going to write. The table gives you below the pinpoints time supply of different situations. Now the solution, different situations. The different situations, date of issue of invoices, date of issue of invoices, then date of payment, then time of supply, GST rate, time of supply, GST rate. So now here situation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 situations they given you. The first situation, November 16, November 17, then 17 November 2017, then 14th November 2017, then 18th November 2017, then 19th November 2017, then 7th November 2017, then January 1, 2018. So these are the different dates, 16, 17, 14, 18th, 19th and 7 and 1st. What is the date of payment? 17th November 2017, then 16th November 2017, then 17th November 2017, then 13th November 2017, then 9th November 2017, then 20th November 2017, then 3rd January 2018. So here what is the time of supply? November 16. What is the earlier date? November 16th, first one. November 16th. Then second one also November 16th. Third one November 14. Earlier date we have to take. Then fourth one 13th November. So the which date, the earlier date we have to take. Then November 9th. Then November 7th. Then January 1st here. January 1st. So whatever the earlier date we have to take. So what is the rate applicable? 18% and 18%, 28%, 28%, 28%, then 28% and 18%. So what is the rate, earlier rate, whichever the earlier rate regular as per the rule we have to take. What is the rate earlier, that date we have to take, and the rate is applicable rate we have to enter. Now problem number 131. So what is 131? Suppose in situation 4 of the above problem, payment is received by X by a check on November 13th, 2017. On the same date, it is recorded in the books of account. It is sent for collection to the bank on November 18th, 2017. It is credited in the current account by the bank on November 22nd, 2017. What is the solution for this? In this case, date of receipt of payment will be deemed to be November 22nd, 2017, as a check is credited in the bank account and November 4th, bank account after 4 working days from the date of change in GST rate. Consequently, time of supply will be November 18th, 2017. Supply of services will be taxable at the new rate of 18%. So they are giving the 4 days grace days. Then problem number 132. So what is 132? So 132, suppose in situation 5 of problem 130, 40% of the payment is received on November 9th, 2017 and the balance 60% is received on November 20th, 2017. So what is the solution? In this case, GST at the old rate will be applicable on 40% and GST at the new rate will be applicable on balance 60% payment. So two rates are applicable. Then the problem, next problem 133. A computer consultant provides consultancy to Y Limited on November 20th, 2017. GST rate on this service has been changed with effect from November 15th, 2017. Before change, GST was 18%, new GST rate 12%. What is the time of supply applicable GST rate in different situation given below? So situation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the date of issue, the different dates they given you, date of payment also they given you. So what is the time applicable for GST and other things we will see. So November 14th. So I will just take So there are 7 cases here. Number 1, November 14th. 14th November 2017 and again 14th November 2017 and again 16th November 2017 and again 14th November 2017 and January 14th 2018, January 14 2018 and July 1st July 2017 and February 1st 2018, February 1st 2018, 16th November 2017, 14th November 2017 and January 1, third one, January 1, 2018, then November 14th, 2017, February 1, 2017, then July 1st, 2017. So what is the date here? So November 12th November 2017, second one 16th November. So here rule 1, rule 2. So rule 1, 16th November 2017, rule 2, then 16th November 2017, rule 2, then January 1, 2018, rule 2, then January 14, 18, rule 2, then February 1, rule 2, then again February 1, rule 2. First one rule 1 and all other things are rule 2. So here old rate 18% and all other cases new rate 12%. So 12%. So this is a rate applicable here. The rule 2, rule 1 we are taking because the before after GST the date we are taking because of that applicable rate. So now here the 14th November 2000 and 12th November is a due date, and 14th November here and the 16th November we are taking as per rule 2 16th November, then 16th November 14th November again 16th November rule 2, that because he is getting benefited the GST rate less, and 14.1 and 14.11 is taking and the GST rate is new. See, because of benefit of the low rate he is taking all the date which the earlier date, instead of that they are taking current date. So November 12th, December 16, November 16, January 1, 14 January, 1st February. So now the problem number 133 is over. This is 133. 133 is completed. Now 134 we are going to see. 134. Suppose in the case of situation 1 of the above problem, payment is partly 70% received on November 12th, 2017 and balance of 30% is received on November 21st, 2017. What is the solution? In such a case, GST at the old rate will be applicable on 70% and the balance 30% will be subject to new GST rate. So now the problem number 135. Suppose in the case of situation 1 of problem 133, entire consideration is received by check on November 12th, 2017, recorded on the same day in the books of account X Limited, but amount is credited in its bank account on November 21st, 2017. So what is the solution? In this case, date of receipt of payment will be deemed to be November 21st, 2017 as a check is credited in the bank account after 4 working days from the date of change in GST rate. Consequently, time of supply will be November 21st, 2017. Supply of goods will be taxable at the new rate of 12%. So now the problem number 136. X owns a commercial flat. It is given on rent to A Limited, rent being 2,50,000 per month. Besides rent, X recovers house tax of rupees 90,000 from A Limited. What is the time of taxable supply? So here the taxable value of supply in this case will be 30,90,000. Rent is 30 lakhs plus house tax rupees 90,000. So that the amount is 30 lakhs 90,000. 136. Problem number 136. So now the problem number 136. X owns a commercial flat. It is given on rent to A Limited, rent being 2,50,000 per month. Besides rent, X recovers house tax of rupees 90,000 from A Limited. What is the value of the taxable supply? Taxable value of supply in this case will be 30,90,000. For example, 30 lakhs plus house tax 90,000. Now problem number 137. So 137. A theatre charges rupees 10,000 per person for a musical program to be held in Chennai on January 1st, 2017. Besides, it collects 5% of the entertainment tax imposed by Tamil Nadu government. What is the value of taxable supply? Here, the solution, taxable value of supply for levy of GST will be 10,500, including entertainment taxes. Here, taxable value of supply, so value of supply rupees 10,500, including the entertainment tax. So next problem 138. X supplies artificial silk to Y at the rate of 500 per meter. X also collect brokerage commission which he has paid at the rate of 5% to broker to get input supply. What is the value of taxable supply? So problem number 138. The value of taxable supply will be here 525 per meter. The value of supply will be rupees 525 per meter. Rupees 525 per meter. So including brokers commission charges by X. So 525 rupees 525 per meter. So now the problem number 139. On July 5, 2017, Z a Chennai supplies 25 tons of a chemical to B of Madurai at the rate of rupees 80,000 per ton. Besides, he charges the following: freights rupees 3,12,000, packing charges rupees 72,000, and waiving charges rupees 30,000, inspection charges rupees 12,000, cost of an instrument which is specially purchased by Z to manufacture this chemical rupees 1,10,000. These instruments cannot be used for other purpose. GST rate is 18%. Inspection charges are directly borne by B and not included in the invoice. State government has paid a subsidy of rupees 40 lakhs to Z to set up a chemical manufacturing plant in Chennai. The subsidy was paid during 2016-17. Z is required to make payment within 15 days of supply. However, payment is made on October 2017, and for the late payment, Z charges interest rupees 11,000. Calculate GST. Z also wants to know the due date of deposit of GST. So GST liability will be calculated as follows. How the GST liability will be calculated? So the problem number 139. 139. How it is calculated? GST liability will be calculated as follows. 25 tons of chemicals so rupees 80,000 into rupees 25 is equal to 20 lakhs. 20 lakhs. Freight charges you have to add. So freight charges rupees 3,12,000. Then packing charges. So packing charges will be added 72,000. Then waiving charges rupees 30,000. Waiving charges rupees 30,000. Inspection charges 12,000. Inspection charges rupees 12,000. Then cost of special instrument. Cost of special instrument rupees 1,10,000. Government subsidy we are not taking. So that is we are not taking. Nil, not applicable. Then interest for late payment. Interest for late payment is rupees 11,000. So now the total amount 25 lakhs 47,000 25,47,000. So now what is the GST? Add GST. So CGST 9%, and next SGST 9%. The amount is 2,29,230. 2,29,230. So the total amount is 30,05,460. So that is total. So here the GST should be paid on or before August 20th, 2017, 20th days succeeding month. However, the time of supply of the extent in relate to additional the value of supply by way of interest shall be date on which the interest is received. Consequently, last date of GST payment will be as follows. So here the August 20th, 2017 is the last date of payment. So 2,29,230, how it is coming? So that is along with the interest, so that the amount is GST is applicable 25,47,000. Here the working is 25,47,000 minus 11,000. So on that you have to take 9%. So 9% on that. Okay, 9% on that. 9% on that. Then the interest, on that interest 9% you have to take separately. Interest on that 9% of 11,000. So rupees 900. So both you have to add. So that is what you call the GST will come. So problem number 139. So now the problem number 140. C Limited owns a coaching institute in Puri. The institute charges rupees 18,000 per student for giving training in digital marketing. However, this training program is subsidized by different institutions as follows. State Government of Orissa rupees 500 per student, PQ Charitable Trust rupees 200 per student, and the Government of Japan rupees 100 per student. Consequently, C Limited charges rupees 17,200 GST at the rate of 18%. Calculate the amount of GST. In this case, subsidies given by different institutions are directly linked to the price charged by C Limited. State government subsidy can be excluded, but subsidy paid by others will be included in the taxable value. Consequently, value of taxable supply and GST will be calculated as follows. So transaction value, rupees 17,200, subsidy paid by PQ Charitable Trust, subsidy paid PQ, so the amount is 200. Subsidy paid by Japan government, rupees 100. Value of taxable supply 17,500. Value of taxable supply 17,500. So now GST applicable 9% CGST and SGST 9%. So the amount is 1575. The total taxable value 20,650. So total. So here amount to be collected from the student will be as follows. 17,200 plus transaction value of CGST 1,575. okay, plus SGST. That amount will be calculated. So now 141, the problem number 141. X Limited is a biscuit manufacturing company in Bhiwanti, Maharashtra. It generally gives a trade discount of 20% in the list price when goods are purchased by a distributor. During December 2017, it offers Christmas bonus under which a special Christmas discount of 10% is given on the list price of all product to its distributors, in addition to normal discount of 20%. A Limited, one of the distributor from Karnataka, purchases 1000 packets of chocolates, biscuits. List price is rupees 40 per packet of 118 grams on November 30th, 2017, and 2000 packets of the same biscuits on December 1st, 2017. GST rate is 18%. Calculate amount of GST. How the GST will be calculated? Here, so 100, November 30th, 2017, and December 1st, 2017. So here 100 packs, 100 by 2000, 1000 by 2000 packets of chocolates. So here 40,000, 1000, here 80,000. So less discount, so that is 20%, 8,000 and 16,000. Then Christmas bonanza discount. So Christmas discount 10% further they are giving only for the other product, that is 8,000. So what is the value now? So 32,000 and here is 56,000. So now add IGST. So IGST 18%. 5,760 and 10,080. So the net amount is 37,760. Here 66,080. So this is what we call total. So here the discount we are minusing for payment of GST, because trade discount and the Christmas special discount for the December product. So both we are minusing. So the next problem is 142. So 142, problem number 142, Y Limited manufacturers slows chooser list price for supply in distributing 15,000 GST rate 28%. It offers a special Deepavali discount of 12% of its distributors if more than 100 pieces are sold during October 2017. This discount will be available for supplies taken by distributors for November 17. Z and Company is one of the distributors in Solapur. It places an order of 70 pieces of juicer on October 30th, 2017 for rental sale for November 17 as date for October 2017 is not available on October 30th, 2017. Y Limited issues invoice as follows. Value of supply 70 slow juices, so 10,50,000, add GST 14%, and data for October is compiled in November 10th, 2017. Total sale made by Z company during October 17 is more than 100 pieces. Consequently, Z and company is entitled for special Diwali discount of 12% in the aforesaid transaction. Discuss whether this discount is available for GST. So what is the solution for this? Problem 142, section 15.3. So the solution, what it says, section 15.3 provides that the value of supply shall not include any discount which is given below. Situation 1, discount which is allowed before or at the time of supply. This discount will not be included in the value of taxable supply if it is duly recorded in the invoice which is issued in respect of such supply. Situation 2, discount that is allowed after the supply has been affected. This discount will not be included in the value of taxable supply if the following two conditions are satisfied. A, such a discount is given under an agreement entered into at or before the time of such supply and specifically linked to relevant invoices. B, input tax credit as is attributable to the discount on the basis of document issued by the supplier has been reversed by the recipient of the supply. In the given problem, situation 1 is not applicable, discount is allowed after supply. Under situation 2, one has to satisfy the two conditions given above. As the aforesaid two conditions are satisfied, discount of 12% will be allowed from the value of supply. Y Limited cannot issue revised invoice. It can give a credit note to this effect under section 34(2). So credit note under section, so credit note to be issued, so section 34(2). So that these two sections, they are dealing for this problem for availing the discount and the transaction value and the GST eligibility. So now the problem number 143. Suppose above problem on December 31st, 2017, Y Limited offers a permanent discount of 1% to its distributor. This discount is available if the total turnover of the distributor for 2017 exceeds rupees 50 lakhs. Turnover of Z and company exceeds rupees 50 lakhs and it is eligible for performance discount of 1% on the turnover of 2017, including the invoice given above. Discuss whether performance discount is available for GST purposes in the invoice given above. Situation. Solution. Under GST, discount is deducted from the value of taxable supply only under the following two situations. Number 1, situation 1, it covers discount given before or at the time of supply. Given case is not covered by this situation. Situation 2, it covers the case when discount is allowed after supply under an agreement which is existed in the time of supply. Performance of discount is announced on December 30th, 2017. It was not in existence at the time of supply. Consequently, performance discount cannot be deducted from the value of taxable supply. So now we are going to see the problem number 144. Y Limited, a retailer in New City Square, offers iPhone X for 89,000 with the exchange offer of any old iPhone. It also offers iPhone X without exchange for 98,000. X purchases iPhone X under exchange offer by exchanging an old iPhone 5. Value of old iPhone 5 is not available. So what is the value of taxable supply? In this case, the answer is value of supply of iPhone X to Z will be rupees 98,000. Rupees 98,000. So this is value of supply. So value of supply 98,000. So now problem number 145. X Limited manufactures laptop, Y Limited manufactures printer. X Limited sells a laptop to Y Limited. For this supply, Y Limited pays rupees 90,000 and a printer manufactured by it. Known value of printer is rupees 3,000. However, value of laptop is not available. What is the value of taxable supply? So value of taxable supply here will be rupees 93,000. That is 90,000 plus the printer value rupees 3,000. So 93,000. So now problem number 146. 145 is over. This is 145. Now 146. Suppose in problem 145, X Limited offers same laptop to others for rupees 95,000. Without any exchange or barter, Y Limited purchased the laptop for rupees 90,000 plus a printer of rupees 3,000. So here the answer is 146. In this case, value of supply of laptop by X Limited to Y Limited will be rupees 95,000. So problem number 146 is 95,000. Value of supply 95,000. Then 147. A Limited sells a music system to B for rupees 60,000. B provides free tax consultancy to A Limited. Value of each consultancy is rupees 10,000. The same music system is normally sold by A Limited to unknown person for rupees 75,000. What is the value of taxable supply? Here the answer is the value of taxable supply will be rupees. So 147, the problem 147, the value of supply will be rupees 75,000. So now 148, suppose in problem 147, normal value of music system is not available. So what is this one? So what is the value of supply? 148, the value of supply is rupees 70,000. Value of supply is rupees 70,000. So 60,000 plus 10,000. 60,000 plus 10,000. Now 149, suppose in problem 147, normal value of music system is not available. Even value of tax consultancy is not available, but the same model of music system is sold by another dealer in a nearby city, rupees 80,000 plus handling charges of rupees 2,000 plus GST. So here the value of supply would be problem number 149, the value of supply will be 82,000 rupees. 82,000 rupees. 82,000. Now the problem number 150, value of supply 150. Suppose in problem 147, normal value of music system is not available, even value of tax consultancy is not available, but the same model of music system is sold by another dealer in a nearby city, rupees 80,000 plus handling charges of rupees 2,000 plus GST. This dealer gives free DVD rupees 500. Here the value of supply will be 81,500. 81,500. So here how it is calculated? So 80,000. So plus 2,000 minus 500.